What if I told you that the world's greatest sporting event was born from one man's impossible dream? A dream that survived wars, heartbreak, politics, and unforgettable moments. Every 4 years, billions of people stop what they are doing to watch one tournament. Unknown players become heroes. Nations celebrate together. Others cry together. But how did the FIFA World Cup become the biggest event on Earth? This is the emotional and inspiring story of the FIFA World Cup, the tournament that changed football forever. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Universal English. Today, we are going to explore one of the greatest stories in the history of sports. It is not just the story of football. It is the story of hope, passion, sacrifice, and unity. Every 4 years, millions of fans wear their national colors with pride. Children dream of representing their countries. Families gather around televisions. Entire cities stop for 90 minutes. The FIFA World Cup is much more than a football tournament. It is a celebration of dreams. But this incredible journey did not begin in giant stadiums filled with cheering fans. It started with a simple idea that many people believed would never succeed. This is the untold story of the FIFA World Cup. A simple game changes the world. Long before the World Cup existed, football was already becoming popular in many countries. Children played in streets. Workers played after long days at work. Schools and local clubs organized friendly matches. The game required very little. A ball, a few players, and a place to play. People loved football because anyone could enjoy it. Rich or poor, young or old, football belonged to everyone. As the years passed, more countries started creating football clubs and national teams. International matches became increasingly popular. Fans wanted something bigger. They wanted to know which country truly had the best football team in the world. But there was one problem. No global tournament existed. The birth of FIFA. In 1904, football leaders from several European countries came together with a shared vision. They wanted to unite football under one international organization. That organization became known as FIFA. Its mission was simple: to help football grow across the world. At first, FIFA was still a small organization. Resources were limited. Many people doubted whether football could ever become a truly global sport. Travel between countries was slow. Communication was difficult. Organizing international competitions seemed almost impossible. Yet FIFA refused to give up. Its leaders believed that football had the power to connect people beyond language, culture, and borders. That dream would soon inspire something extraordinary. One man's impossible dream. Among FIFA's leaders was a French administrator named Jules Rimet. Unlike many others, he believed football could unite the entire world. He dreamed of creating a tournament where nations would compete not for money, but for pride. Many people laughed at the idea. Some believed countries would never travel such long distances. Others thought the costs would be too high. Several football associations refused to support the plan. But Jules Rimet remained patient. He continued speaking with football leaders across different continents. He never stopped believing. Years later, people would realize that one man's determination had changed football forever. The first World Cup. Finally, in 1930, FIFA organized the very first World Cup. The host nation was Uruguay. At that time, traveling across the ocean was extremely difficult. Many European teams had to spend weeks on ships before reaching South America. Because of the long journey, several countries decided not to participate. Only 13 national teams entered the tournament. Compared to today's World Cup, the competition was very small. But for the players, it meant everything. Every match represented national pride. Every goal made history. Thousands of fans filled the stadiums. The atmosphere was unforgettable. No one knew they were witnessing the beginning of the greatest sporting tradition in history. The first champions. Uruguay played brilliantly throughout the tournament. The players showed confidence, teamwork, and determination. They reached the final against neighboring Argentina. Excitement spread across South America. The final became more than a football match. It became a battle of national pride. The stadium was packed with passionate supporters. Millions followed the news through newspapers and radio broadcasts. After an unforgettable contest, Uruguay defeated Argentina 4-2. The players celebrated with tears of joy. They had become the first FIFA World Cup champions. History had been written. No one could imagine that this small tournament would one day attract billions of viewers around the world. A dream interrupted. Just as football was growing rapidly, tragedy struck the world. The Second World War changed everything. Countries focused on survival rather than sport. Stadiums became empty. Players joined the military. Families were separated. Cities were destroyed. Millions of lives were lost. Because of the war, the 1942 and 1946 FIFA World Cups were cancelled. For many people, it felt as though football's greatest dream had disappeared. The silence was heartbreaking. The tournament that had inspired so many people simply stopped. But even during the darkest years, football fans never forgot the World Cup. They believed that one day peace would return. And with peace would come football once again. Football returns with hope. When the war finally ended, people wanted reasons to smile again. They wanted something that could bring nations together instead of dividing them. Football became a symbol of hope. In 1950, after a 12-year break, the FIFA World Cup finally returned. The host country was Brazil. Excitement spread across the world. Fans filled the newly built Maracanã Stadium, one of the largest football stadiums ever constructed. More than 200,000 people gathered to watch Brazil play the final decisive match against Uruguay. Everyone expected Brazil to become champions. The celebrations had already begun. Newspapers had prepared victory headlines. People believed history had already been written. But football has always been a game of surprises. Against all expectations, Uruguay defeated Brazil. The stadium fell completely silent. Thousands of Brazilian fans stood frozen. Many cried openly. Some could not believe what they had just witnessed. That heartbreaking defeat became known as one of the saddest moments in football history. Yet it also reminded the world of an important lesson. In football, nothing is guaranteed until the final whistle. Every match creates a new story. Every tournament creates new heroes. And the greatest chapters of the FIFA World Cup were still waiting to be written. A young boy named Pelé. The painful memories of the 1950 World Cup remained in the hearts of Brazilian fans for many years. Every child in Brazil dreamed of changing that story. Among those children was a young boy named Edson Arantes do Nascimento. The world would later know him as Pelé. He came from a poor family. His parents could not afford expensive football boots. Sometimes he played barefoot. Sometimes he used a ball made from old socks. Life was difficult. But his dream was bigger than his problems. At just 17 years old, Pelé was selected for Brazil's national team in the 1958 FIFA World Cup. Many people thought he was too young. Few expected him to change football forever. But when the tournament began, Pelé amazed everyone. Heartbreak before happiness. Football also teaches painful lessons. Many of the greatest players never won the World Cup. Some reached the final and lost. Others suffered injuries before the tournament. Some missed penalties that haunted them forever. Millions of fans cried alongside their heroes. But these moments made victory even more meaningful. Because without heartbreak, success would never feel so special. The World Cup is filled with unforgettable celebrations. but it is also filled with unforgettable tears. That is why people love it. It reflects real life. Sometimes we win. Sometimes we lose. But we always find the courage to begin again. The greatest final of modern football. In 2022, the football world witnessed one of the greatest World Cup finals ever played. Argentina faced France. The match had everything. Beautiful goals. Unexpected comebacks. Drama until the very last minute. The entire world watched with excitement. For Lionel Messi, it was the final chance to achieve the dream he had carried since childhood. For Kylian Mbappe, it was the opportunity to defend France's title. The game became an unforgettable battle between two generations of football. When extra time ended, the score was still level. Everything depended on penalties. The stadium became silent. Millions of people around the world could hardly breathe. Then the final penalty was scored. Argentina became world champions. Lionel Messi fell to his knees with tears in his eyes. His teammates rushed toward him. After years of criticism, heartbreak, and disappointment, he finally lifted the FIFA World Cup. It became one of the most emotional moments in football history. More than a trophy. Today, the FIFA World Cup is watched by billions of people across every continent. Every tournament creates new legends. Every generation discovers new heroes. The trophy itself is made of gold. But its true value cannot be measured by money. It represents dreams, sacrifice, hard work, courage, and hope. Children continue playing football in streets, schools, parks, and empty fields because they dream that one day they might represent their country on the biggest stage. The World Cup reminds us that impossible dreams sometimes become reality. A legacy that will never end. Nearly a century has passed since the first FIFA World Cup in Uruguay. The tournament has survived wars, political changes, economic challenges, and countless obstacles. Yet its spirit has never disappeared. Instead, it has grown stronger with every generation. New stadiums will be built. New champions will be crowned. New records will be broken. But the heart of the World Cup will always remain the same. It is a celebration of people who dare to dream. It reminds us that greatness is never achieved alone. It is built through teamwork, determination, and belief. As long as children continue kicking a football in the streets, the story of the FIFA World Cup will never truly end. Thank you for watching this inspiring story on Universal English. If you enjoyed learning about the incredible journey of the FIFA World Cup, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Keep learning, keep believing, and remember, every great dream begins with one small step. See you in the next inspiring story.